everybody. Kimberly Snow with Butterfly Beauties. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, I would love it and be so grateful if you would like, share, follow, subscribe, all of those fun things so that we can keep producing all of these really fun videos. Today is Bella Bronzer Day. We are going to highlight Bella. We are going to put her on our face first before we put our makeup on, so you can kind of see what kind of a glow you can get to your skin without having to use the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am an artist with Saint. Saint is a makeup company who uses a cream-based foundation. So that's what I'm going to be using today. All of my makeup is in this one palette. This one is a double-decker. On the top are my eyeshadows and my eyebrow pencils, my eyebrow wax, and a little bit of powder. On my bottom half of this tin today, I have all of my foundations, my contours, my lip and cheek, and an illuminator. So you can see that everything is in this handy-dandy one little compact. I'm going to use a couple different brushes today. I am going to use the blush bronzer brush. I'm going to use the detailed hack brush for my contour. And I'm also going to use a powder brush in case I have a little bit of shine that I want to take care of at the end. Let's dive in. The only thing that I've done so far is put on a little setting spray with my Perfector sponge. I'm all dry and ready to go. All right, I'm going to start with Bella. Bella is very pigmented. She is a little goes a long way. I'm going to use my blush and bronzer brush, only I am going to use the blush side just so that I can get have a little bit more control. So I'm going to just dab into Bella. You can see she's already on my brush here. I am going to just tap that off a little bit, and I'm going to just swirl in the areas that I would normally have my contour. I'm actually going to put her all over my face where I have my main highlight color. Bella is not like our contour has coverage to it. Bella doesn't. She's just more of a warmer. She kind of gives you that sun-kissed glow without having to be out in the sun. You can start out with just a little bit of her and build your coverage. You can add her everywhere. So today what we're going to do is just put her underneath everything and watch how she kind of brings a natural glow to us from underneath. But you can use Bella after you've put on all of your product as well if you want just a little bit more of that glowy kind of a look. I can use Bella as an eyeshadow. I can use her as a contour if I go just a little bit darker and more like detailed in my contour lines. But again, she doesn't have coverage. So if you're looking for coverage, you might want to use your contour as well. Okay, I'm going to tap one last time into her and just do another pass through all areas of my face, because we're going to look really sun-kissed today, baby. We are headed into summer months. So if you're not already, if you're a self-tanner, Bella can be just added to that routine to help beef things up while your self-tanner is fading. If you're not a self-tanner and you're just looking for a little bit more of a glow, like I said, you can use Bella to do that too. Okay, so far you can see I do have just a little bit of a glow to my face. I didn't use too much of her, but I definitely, I mean, she didn't really give me a whole bunch of coverage, but she kind of did. I mean, I kind of could walk out the door and be like, yeah, you know what? I had a tan. I'm good to go. But I am going to go ahead and put my other colors on. I'm going to start with a color corrector. You can see this one looks pretty orange. If you're not used to Saint's color correctors, we don't correct to your actual main skin tone. We correct to the imperfection that you are looking to camouflage. So I'm going to just tap into her. The other thing with Saint is these brushes are meant for creams. So you do not have to wash off your brush or try to get your last color that you used on your face off, the color pretty much transfers right onto your skin and leaves the brush open for you to go into your next color. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just taking my color corrector and I'm just going to put it over the areas that I want to correct today. Typically, my biggest issue is redness. I do have some age and sunspots that I usually correct. And I'm just tapping this in. I'm not using a lot of product. I'm just moving it in the areas that I need it. And you can see I'm not using the color corrector everywhere, just in the spots that I need a little extra help. I do have a little bit of purple and blue tone under my eyes today. I'm going to just use my finger and I'm going to just tap that underneath my eye. I'm tapping that under my eye because I do have some mature skin there with some fine lines and wrinkles. And the last thing I want to do is swipe in that area so that that product sits in those fine lines and wrinkles instead of doing the color correction that I'm trying to accomplish. If I have some other areas, like I have a small pimple right here, I'm just going to add a little bit more product right to that area. I have a little bit of an age spot right here I'm just going to touch up. And again, I'm not using too much product. I'm just using enough to get me a color correction. I am going to do medium coverage today. If I was going to do light coverage, I would put that color corrector where I want it, and then I would just go into the areas where I don't have the color corrector and place my main highlight. Because I'm going to do medium coverage, I'm going to go over my whole face with my main highlight. I think we're going to be okay. Those creams are warming to my skin. I'm going to put that in one other place, and that is right here. They are warming to my skin right now, and they are forming a second skin. It will be beautiful. I won't be able to feel this makeup as it continues to become a part of my skin. And it's wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna go into my main, so Mango was my color corrector. I am gonna go into Sandy as my main. I'm gonna just tap Sandy all over. I could swirl if I wanted to, but I have a little bit more mature skin. And again, so what's best for me is going to be to just tap all over my face. Just so that it doesn't go and settle into those fine lines and wrinkles. If you didn't have mature skin, you definitely could swirl. I would never swipe. Swiping kind of moves the product just a little bit too much. So if you've color corrected and you think about swiping, you could potentially be moving that color correction that you just took the time to do to, off of the area where you wanted it. So stippling is probably your best friend when it comes to creams. I can build my coverage. So if I get to an area and I feel like I need more full coverage, I could just do it right in that area. That's the one nice thing as well about all of this is you don't have to put everything all over your face everywhere. You can just go to the areas with the product that you need for that specific site. Okay, I think I'm good with my color correction. I'm good with my main. You can see I barely used anything, and that Bella, she had my face really warm. So I felt like I didn't have to use a lot of product putting her underneath like that. I am going to do my eyes just a little bit later. And I think I'm good with Bella. I'm going to move into my contour colors. I'm using Indigo right here for my forehead, and I'm just tapping the brush at an angle into Indigo. I'm going to come to my forehead, and I'm going to just put that product along the top. I'm going to pull it back into my hairline. And Indigo she looks scary in the tin, but when you're using a bronzer or a self-tanner, you kind of want a little bit stronger coverage with your contour. And I have a bigger forehead, so I'm bringing my contour down a little bit further. You wouldn't have to do that or even contour your forehead if you didn't have that same issue. I'm just going to tap back in. I'm going to do my cheeks. And here is my cheekbone. Here is the top of my ear. You can kind of see already I have a shadow right here. I'm going to just follow that line. I'm going to just kind of keep it to the edge of my eye. I'm going to pull that up. Okay, and as you can see, it just kind of created a chisel and a shadow right there. Exactly what contour is meant to do. I'm going to get a little bit more product on my brush. I'm going to come to this side, do the same thing, find my cheekbone, the top of my ear, and just kind of run this down. Pull it up. Okay, just gave me that chiseled look. A little bit more, let's go down by the ear here and along the jaw to just sharpen and give some dimension. I'll just blend that. Oh, I feel like I've been in the sun. I love Bella bronzer. I like to use Bella just as an eyeshadow too. Put a little powder over top of her. Oh. I already have enough age spots. I don't need to be out in the sun, but having all of these fun things that create that is fantastic. Okay. I'm going to take the other end of my detail hack brush. It's a little smaller. I'm going to go right back into my contour. I'm going to create the illusion with a little shadow down here of a pouty lip. I'm going to put just a little bit underneath my nose there. I'm going to use my brush. Okay, I think we're good with that. I've got chiseled cheeks. I went ahead and did my chin. I did my forehead. Good to go. I'm going to do my nose. I'm going to use our detailed our multitasker. Oh my goodness, all this sun is like gone to my head. This is our multitasker brush. I'm going to go right into a different contour color called shadow. It's typically used on the nose. I'm going to start at the bridge and just create a line right down my nose. Same on this side. All I'm going to do with this is just kind of create the illusion that my nose is just a little smaller. We don't want to use, we have to be careful if you're contouring our noses so that so it doesn't look dirty, right? All we're trying to do is create the illusion of just more of a slender nose. The other way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back in with my main highlight color. I'm going to go down the center. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to take that round part of our detailed hack brush and I'm going to just blend. We love illusions, right? Okay. I'm going to go in just a little bit more along the side of my nose with that main highlight color. Again, I'm just stippling. Just going to give me just a little bit more of a brightening effect. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to move to my lip and cheek, and you can use it for both. In fact, you can even use it as an eyeshadow too, so it's really versatile. I'm going to use Ruby. I love Ruby. I'm just going to put her on my finger. I'm going to tap her on my upper cheekbone backwards. Again, I can build with this as well. If you like more blush, if you like less, I'm going to put her right on my lips. I could add a secondary color to get more of like an ombre kind of a look. I'm going to take my blush and bronzer brush. I'm going to just swirl her just to blend a little bit. Actually, I could do just a little bit more right here. Again, I could just press instead of swirling, depending on, you know, the situation with the fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, I think I'm good with that. I am going to add a little bit of an illuminator just to give me a little bit of a sparkle. I'm just going to put that on my finger and I'm going to add that right to the top over where I put that. It's just going to give me that extra little shimmer when the light hits it just the right way. I'm going to put a little bit at the end of my nose, my Cupid's bow. I'll put a little bit down below here. If for any reason I got too much product, I could go back with my highlight color and I could just go over that area and it would just blend that out. I am going to use a little bit of, actually what I'm going to do first is take my Perfector sponge with my Stay Spray. Always at the end, in case you get too much product on, it just kind of sets the product where it should be, move it around. I'm just going to use, and I got this wet before I started my makeup, and I let it just sit on the side. I squeezed it out, and it's just been sitting there. So it's just a little bit damp and cool. I just added the Stay Spray. And again, this is just going to, if I was a little heavy-handed and I have too much product, this is going to be my best friend. It also just kind of helps to press and get the makeup to have just a little bit more longevity. Oh my gosh, I really do feel like I was out in the sun. I love putting this underneath. Wow, this would be great even in the wintertime, right? Okay, I think I'm gonna be good with that. I'm gonna let that dry just a minute. I am going to break all the rules and I am gonna use a little bit of a vanilla dust setting powder. I'm going to use my powder brush. You can see it's kind of at an angle. I could use my blush and bronzer brush. I could use the big end or the little one if I was going to go all over my face. I'm going to just go in specific areas. Creams leave a dewy finish, so if you like a matte, this is a great way to end things. So I'm going to go ahead and press into my powder. I'm going to just press underneath my eye to kind of get that excess shine tamed down just a little bit. All right, I also get a little bit of shine right here. So I'm going to give myself just a little bit of extra help. Okay, so not too much, just a little. If I wanted to and I wanted more of a matte finish, I would just put that vanilla dust all over the place. That is it, my friends. It was quick. Everything's in one spot. I only used a few brushes, a Perfector sponge, some setting spray, and I am ready to do my eyes so that my look is complete. I will come back. You will see my finished product, and I hope you have a wonderful day.